What we've been doing. Good morning and welcome to Today in LA. I'm Mike Amos. Mike Amos Jr. is watching from his conference at Great Beach this morning. Good morning to you, Mike.
Good morning.
And of course, he's coming to you
Great,
on.
great day to be a Trojan.
Yes, it is. And of course, what he's talking about this morning, as you are arriving to see what's going on in today's great day to be a Trojan. Well, I'll tell you this right now. Troy University won a big basketball game last night in Tallahassee, Florida, beating Florida State 79-72. So a big win for Coach Cross and his team. And boy, two names. One of them is Eugene, and the other one is Muhammad. Those two guys played brilliantly for Troy. Eugene had 22 points. Muhammad had 27 points to lead the Trojans.
Yeah, Troy pretty much dominated the game, led from kind of start to finish. I think Florida State maybe took the lead by two, about 10 minutes left to go in the game, but Troy was up by 7 at the half. And then actually was up by 12 with about 27 seconds left, and let Florida State make a couple of threes to cut it to 7. But it was never in doubt after the last couple of minutes.
With less than a minute to play, Troy led by 13 points in less than a minute to play. But you're right, Pilfered away the last 5 or 6 points. Giving up 2-pointers, but
yeah, I mean, Florida State's coached by the legendary Leonard Hamilton, one of the greatest coaches, probably, definitely one of the best coaches, I'd say, over the last 25 years. Florida State's had a lot of great teams.
Yeah.
Made it in the NCAA tournament numerous times. And apparently they were without 3 or 4 starters or scholarship players. But Troy definitely called them at the right time. They only had 7 scholarship players on their roster. But I'll tell you what, Troy's, everybody on their roster played well and contributed last night. Punter played well. I think he had 9 rebounds at a guard, 2 guard position. And then Williams, who's been at Troy, it seems like for 8 years, the guy from Parker in Birmingham, had 12 points, and he had a really big 3 late in the game.
Yeah. Mike, I was looking at the players. Troy's high scorer didn't make, but I think he made 2 points. Who is that?
Yeah.
Who is that?
He had an off night. He's the guy that transferred from Georgia State.
Yeah.
He only scored 2. I give you the box score last time.
All right, dude. Was Troy defeating Florida State?
This is the second time Troy beat Florida State, apparently.
All right, I got to get this, Mike. I got to get this. All right, you on Today in LA? How you doing?
Hey, Mike, how you doing?
Great, man, doing pretty good, Mayor. How you doing? Calling in from whereabouts in Georgia? Scriven, Georgia. If you ever heard of it, Scriven. And hold on a second, Mike. Mayor, I'm gonna bring you on right here.
All right.
Let's see here. I used to make this thing work, but I don't know if I can. There we go. Well, I had it and dropped it. Hold on a second, Mayor. I might not be able to do it. Let's see here. Hold. There we go. We got both of you on now. Mike Amos calling in from Great Beach, and the mayor, Mike, of Scriven, Georgia, is on the line. How you doing, Mayor?
I'm doing good. How y'all doing?
How about them Trojans, Mayor? How about them Trojans?
They rolling, ain't they?
Yeah, well, of course, winners of the last 7 in a row, and of course, they're playing well. But I tell you what, they got a tough one this weekend against Louisiana Monroe.
Yeah, they're pretty good this year. What happened to Louisiana Lafayette? Did they just have a bad game, or Troy just shut them down?
Troy scored 17 points in the fourth quarter to beat them. So it was a tough battle.
And good. I seen where Martell got all the tackles this weekend.
Yeah, he did, and he had 22 tackles for the game, and then he broke the record for let's see 545 that was held by a linebacker from Northwestern, and
Yeah, Marshall got injured late in that game, so hopefully he'll be able to play this week.
gosh, I do definitely that because he's a leader of the defense and definitely want him.
Yeah, I mean Army held the ball 24 minutes in the first half, which is incredible to think about.
It really was.
They had the ball 6 minutes in the first half.
I looked at that, Mike. I was watching the Georgia game. You know, I was pulling for Stetson down here, and so I pulled up at halftime, and the yards were just way lopsided. I was like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that big old fullback. I think they could run him all night, all day long, and we wouldn't have stopped him completely because he was tough, man. I tell you. Now, Mayor, of course, the quarterback. You know a lot about him. Tell us about him, and of course, he's had some good moments and some and then but well, I mean, they say that, he came, and made some good plays, and then
he made a horrible throw for an interception in the end zone.
Yeah, that's right.
I saw that. I actually was able to flip over to see that. Gunner.
Come on, Gunner Watson.
Yeah, but he
Gunner.
did.
Gunner. One thing I think that makes Gunner so balanced is I don't know in his whole entire life have I seen him excited. When I say excited, I don't mean excited. I mean like rattled.
Yeah, that's right.
He's
Yeah.
the same kid on every play. It don't matter if it's 1st and 10 or 3rd and 40. You know, I mean,
he's making
so calm and demeanor
and he's making big plays when it counts. And in fact, he got made a huge play late in the ball game that a penalty negated a 30-yard gain, or they would have just been able to sit on it for the rest of the game, just like they've done a few other times this year. And then he gave Army.
They called offensive lineman for hands to the face, which you don't see a lot.
And it was a terrible call at a terrible time. And
I've seen a highlight of a throw he made to Ted down in the corner of the end zone. That was just a beautiful throw. I don't know how far away they were, but just by the way the highlight was, you couldn't really tell.
Well, he's definitely proven to be able to make the big play when he had to, and that's what he's done the last 2 ball games.
So, Mayor, is Stetson Bennett from around y'all's area as well?
Yes, Stetson is actually from about 3 miles from my house.
Are you serious?
City, but he went to his whole family's Wayne County proud, and then they moved over to Pierce County and for athletic purposes at the time, and so that's where he hails his name from, is Blackshear, Georgia, which is Blackshear is only about 13 miles from us. So, but I'll tell you what he did. We were making a hard run for state championship. Should have won state championship. A call cost us the trip to the Dome, but he lit us up like a firecracker on the 4th of July stadium. I'm here to tell you, I don't know how many yards he threw for that night, but I grant it was over 300 and rushed for probably another 100. And we were standing in the end zone, me and a buddy of mine that's from Florida, and we looked at each other and said, that kid right there is special. And the hype thing got him his whole life, and everybody told him, you can't. And he said, like the old country guy says, hold my beer and watch this. And he just bought into a dream and a goal and worked hard, and it's just an absolute wonderful story. We can't wait for somebody to make the movie.
Well, you talk about him, and then at the same time, Gunner has a with a big hit over there for a long time, wasn't he?
Yes, he was. Gunner's a fine quarterback, and might even be a better baseball player. But at one time he was.
Well, listen to this, Mike. You got a baseball player that lives just a few blocks from your house. What's his name?
Which one, me?
Yeah, you.
Right.
Got a guy that Cy Young that lives straight over from me in grade named R.A. Dickey.
All right,
No,
now
Oh,
listen.
I know R.A. Dickey pitched for the Mets. Yeah, knuckleballer.
Yeah, but I'll tell you, but I'm talking about the guy that lives.
He pitched for the Blue Jays, and in college he pitched at Tennessee. So he's a big Tennessee fan. I talked to him about Tennessee a lot.
Well, tell us right there in your hometown the pitcher for the Phillies. What's the pitcher name? The pro pitcher that lives right there in your hometown. Mayor.
And the mayor.
Mayor.
Me? Oh, I'm not. I got Adam.
You got
Wainwright
you got a major leaguer living right in your house, right in your town. What's his name?
Yeah. Well, we have Adam Wainwright.
All right, Wainwright
Dad,
comes through.
Dad, you said the Phillies.
Oh, I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
that's what blew me off. I was thinking,
I was guessing, but Wainwright is a very well-known pitcher.
Yeah, I actually just signed him to one more year. It's like the one more year for Adam. He just does a good job.
I thought he was going to retire with Molina and.
No, that's whatever. Yep, he's coming back. They signed him for one more year. He just bought a huge piece of property right here that he's turning into. It's basically a hunting camp, but he's going to bring underprivileged children and stuff like that down and let them hunt. Just a great foundation.
Has he won over 200 games? He's won a lot, hasn't he?
Yes. I'm not sure that he's at 200 yet, Mike.
Yeah.
That might be the reason he's coming back. I heard that he wanted to come back to get to 200.
Yeah. But you practically raised him, didn't you?
Yeah, but he never beat us in high school ever. 4 years.
Isn't that amazing? Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, you're right. He's won 195, 117.
Yep.
Boy, his ERA is great. His ERA is amazing. 3.3.
That is awesome.
Major League Baseball. That's great.
And the funny thing is, I don't know, you may remember, because y'all are big sports people, back in when the Braves were making a run a few years back, they actually traded Wainwright out of the minors for J.D. Drew when we got one of the biggest bust trades that Atlanta ever made.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, he won 20 games in 2010, 20 games in 2014, and then he's won 19 2 or 3 other times.
Yeah.
Outstanding.
Man.
You can't blame a guy that want to come back and get 5 more wins for 200.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right.
Mayor, we just have a short time. We got Max Howard coming in here, and also we've got Kyle George with the Troy University Athletic Department's going to call in today.
Oh, yeah. Good guy, good guy.
But listen, we love hearing from you, my friend, and I'm always glad to hear from you. Call us again anytime, and we'd love to talk to you.
I'll do it. I'll see you guys soon.
Thank you, Mayor. And
yes,
of course, we appreciate him calling in. From this. Did you ever? Every time I try to remember the name of his town, it's hard. But it's in Georgia, West Georgia, and he sure is a good guy. But Mike, we wanted to.
Little bitty town, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Mike, of course.
Here's your box score from last night. Let's talk about the Troy amazing win at Florida State.
79-72.
For 12. Keeper Hunter scored 10, had 9 rebounds at the guard position. The guy we need to mention is Amir Muhammad, transferred from a Division II college. All he did last night was score 23 points, had 6 assists. Spud Eugene had a great night as well. Had 22 points off the bench, and then a guy that's really stepped up playing well, the big forward for Troy, Christian Turner, number 30.
Yeah.
Had 7 points. He had 4 rebounds, 3 assists. He played well for Troy. The guy that you were talking about that did score a lot, that had been scoring most of Troy's points to start season, Nelson Phillips.
Yeah.
I was 1 for 11 last night for only 3 points.
But you know what? That's telling me Troy's got a lot of depth. And then one of the Troy's top players didn't play.
The guard that was supposed to start not even playing yet. The
Yeah.
guy transferred from University of Texas San Antonio.
Boy, I tell you what, this looks like a pretty good Troy team, no question about it. Because they pretty much manhandled Florida State.
Yeah, Florida State was led by a guy that made 7 of 9 3-pointers. That's the only reason the game was even close. A guy named Durant Green.
Yeah, that's right. He made 2 of them last.
7 of 9 3-point range.
Yeah, he made 2 of them late in the ball game. You know, when Troy was leading by 13 with less than a minute to play.
Yeah, Troy is now traveling all the way to Montana to play in a tournament after that.
I know it. Isn't that amazing?
Won't be able to celebrate very long.
You talk about cold weather. Now they're going to also play the University of Montana while they're out there too. So they.
Yeah, speaking about cold weather, I was looking at the weather in Troy this week. Make sure you call somebody. Make sure your heat's working because it's going to be 31 on Thursday, 27 on Friday, 32 on Saturday, 31 on Sunday, Monday 26, Tuesday, Thursday. Tuesday's going to be 32. So looks like you're going to have 3, 4, 5, 6 nights freezing temperatures in Troy.
You better throw another log in the fire, Nick. It's going to be a cold one. Now we're going to be able to watch the Charles Simpson game. Will they be able to play? Will they be able to play in sub degree temperatures?
They'll be able to play in cold weather. They'll play Thursday night. The high Thursday though is only 53 degrees.
I knew it was going to be cold, and it's supposed to get down to 30 degrees Thursday night. So that's going to be something.
That's right. Coming up, the legendary Terry Curtis, all-time winningest coach in high school history. They're 12-0. They just beat Beauregard 48-30. Yeah. Beauregard, of course, is the only team to beat Charles Henderson this year, so should be a great game.
Yeah. Mike, let me throw in a couple of things that we haven't covered a whole lot. You know, Pike County High School under Coach Hurt has just played brilliantly down the stretch here, and
sounds like they just had a miracle comeback.
They did.
The team being down 25-0 and winning the game.
Yeah, let me give you a little rundown about it. The Pike County, the Bulldogs were down. Listen to this. They were down 39-27 with just under 7 minutes left to play in the game before they started rallying their troops. With 5:13 left, Pike County scored to pull the game within 39-34 after Amari Barra found Ian Foster 40-yard touchdown. They went for 2. And they went for 2 and made it on 3 passes, and they made it all the way to a big game they got this weekend with Mobile Christian. But another big comeback win for Pike County. And then in some other games, Reeltown beat with GW Long. Listen to this, 55-0 over GW Long.
Reeltown's really good.
And now Class 1A, Sweetwater beat Elba in a huge upset, 27-20. Elba was number 1 in 1A for a long time this year. The running back Henderson came up a little short. All he did was rush for 201 yards on 18 carries and scored on runs of 51, 82, and 1 yard after intermission.
He only got the ball 18 times and rushed for 201 yards. I think he was the ball 30 times.
And the thing about it, everything he did was after the halftime. So in the second half, he tried to pull them out. In leading 27-0 by halftime, Sweetwater rushed for 332 yards.
Wow.
So that's pretty much what happened. But Henderson did his best.
I don't think anybody thought Elba would go out that early.
Yeah. Another big win, Mike. Brantley beat Linden 41-20. These are big games here. Jaden Parks had 150 yards passing and 2 touchdowns, and Keldrick Brown had 135 yards rushing. Brantley improved now to 10-2 and advances to the second round. Charles Henderson, I want you to hear this. The 10th ranked Trojans got another big road win over Tallahassee 34-7. In that game, Charles Henderson, Jawan Boyd, listen to this, Mike, he caught touchdown passes of 28 and 23 yards on offense. Listen to this, he had 4 interceptions in that game.
I'm almost 100% Sure, that's got to be a record.
I know
I
that is.
remember in my lifetime
Yeah.
somebody having 4 interceptions.
Zach Coleman had 24 yards rushing and a touchdown, and of course Antonio Frazier had a big night. Pearson, their kicker, Mike, kicked a 48-yard field goal and a 36-yard field goal. The first two scores of the game was by Pearson. And Parker Adams.
You know, he could kick in college the way he kicked the ball off.
Oh, yeah.
Look at the chance somewhere.
And he's not a big guy at all. He's really a small guy. Parker Adams threw for 254 yards, 4 of 15 passing with 2 touchdowns to Boyd, who had 9 catches for 195 yards. Coleman had added 104 yards rushing, so they got.
Yeah. What do you think the chances are that's going to happen against UMS Raleigh?
I don't know, but I tell you what.
I
Guarantee
you, Terry Curtis will double team Boyd the whole game.
Oh yeah,
No way he'll let that happen.
they'll have a plan, no question about it. But
you know, this is one of those games where the mighty Mobile schools are coming to town. I don't know where Pike County's playing Mobile Christian. I don't know if Pike County's traveling or not, but we'll find a lot about these Troy and Pike County this weekend.
Well, I tell you what, Hurd knows how to coach football, and he's got some great assistants. Joey Dennison's still coaching with him, and Cornelius Griffin is also one of his coaches. Let me tell you, they know a little bit about winning. I've said for all along, ever since they lost to Charles Simpson in the Jamboree, I said, watch out for that football team. They dress over 50 players, and their program is really.
They'll have their hands full against Mobile.
Yeah, I know.
Mobile Christian beat Houston Academy 30-3, an undefeated Houston Academy team.
Is that
who Pike County actually lost to?
I'll
tell you right there who Pike County.
Yeah, our guy is a coach too, isn't
he? Yeah, longtime friend of ours, Ronnie Cottrell. I mean, I've known Ronnie Cottrell since I was a little kid.
That's right.
When he was the GA at Troy. Of course, you knew him when he was at Florida State as well. Florida State's practices every once in a while. We'd see Ronnie out there way back when we were going to spring training down in Florida.
That's right. Another big win and tough loss for Enterprise. They ran into a buzzsaw with Central of Phoenix City, 45-14. They've really got a good team at Central.
You think Patrick Nix got on a plane and went and saw his son get beat by Washington?
Yeah. What happened there, Mike?
I think Washington was just better. Washington's got a great quarterback. That's Pitt's guy that transferred from Indiana.
Yeah.
Is leading the country in passing.
Tell me about Auburn.
Washington and Oregon, and now, of course, UCLA. I mean, my God, that was the biggest choke job of all time. They lost to 3-6 Arizona team at home, 20-point favorites. But USC, UCLA, Arizona, I mean, not Arizona, but Oregon and Washington, the Pac-12 and Utah, I didn't mention them. Pac-12 is a lot better this year.
Yeah. UCLA got beat too, didn't they?
That's what I'm saying. That was the biggest upset of all time. Arizona was 3-6.
Oh, boy.
20-point underdogs to beat UCLA.
Yeah, that was a big one.
UCLA had to be looking past them because they got USC this week. But Chip Kelly, that's got to be one of the worst losses he's had in his career.
Yeah.
Need to mix it up last night. Troy was a 10-point underdog at Florida State.
Yeah.
And won by 7 as well.
Yeah. Of course, Troy football hosts Louisiana Monroe this weekend. We're expecting a phone call from Kyle Georgian about that game. What a crowd, Mike!
You've been in a lot of Troy games. I was about to ask you, was that a legit 31-0?
Yes, sir. Yeah, I tell you what, the stadium club was packed. So that'll tell you how many people were going to be there. If that many stadium club people were going to be there. I'll tell you what, if you love this country, you need to get a tape of Troy's halftime show, and also the flag that went 100 yards long and 50 yards wide, a flag of the United States. It is the largest flag that's ever been flown at a football game. So that I think it's been shown 3 other times.
I thought that John Reeves, he walked out on the field. Forrest Lee walked on the field. Our cousin Chris Amos walked on the field.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people did go
Yeah.
Definitely great time for all the veterans, and then great to have all the Army, I guess cadets came, what, 1,500, 2,000 came there?
No, but they came from Fort Rucker, Benning, Fort
They come
Benning.
from Fort Rucker and Fort Benning?
Yeah, and a few other places. And then though, you would not have believed all the veterans that were there that went down and marched. How they do the march of each military base or military. There was about 400 of those people.
Yeah, you'd be surprised. We get a lot of different events down here, and with Eglin Air Force Base and Fort Walton, and then Tyndall Air Force Base in Panama City. There's a lot of military people down here. I didn't know how many, but they're just everywhere.
Oh yeah, you're right. And I thought talking about some of the games, boy, and we got a bunch of games coming up.
I'm getting TCU looking against Texas. Boy, I tell you what, I was wrong about that game.
What was the final score in that game?
I thought Texas would win by a couple touchdowns. TCU pretty much dominated Texas on defense and won 17-10. And then the shocker of the day had to be Vanderbilt winning at Kentucky. I think Vanderbilt won like 28 straight SEC games.
That was huge. Don't you know Kentucky was embarrassed by that? Boy, that hurt their program.
Stoops is maybe in contention for the Auburn job, and maybe his mind was somewhere else. But that was shocking to see. And then horrible news yesterday if you're a Neil Brown fan. I mean, we all love Neil. And hope he can keep his job at West Virginia. But West Virginia's athletic director got fired yesterday, Shane Lyon, who's been at West Virginia since 2015 and was the main reason Neil Brown got hired and got the job. And that's never a good sign when the AD gets fired. Usually when they hire that new AD, he comes in and fires the football coach. So hope that doesn't happen. Hope Neil somehow beats Kansas State at home this weekend and finds a way to get to 6-6, get to a bowl game. But it'll be tough for Coach Brown.
Yeah, and of course, let's just say this: you think he'll get a buyout if they fire him?
Yeah, let's don't feel too bad for him. $15 million buyout. $15 million.
And he coached right here 4 years ago, and he goes there, coaches a few years, and had a
wins the lottery.
Yeah, and the win. What you mean? Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. And of course,
if somebody told me, sorry, coach, it just didn't work out. We're going to pay you your $15 million, just like Coach Ed Orgeron said. What time do you want to go?
Yeah, here comes Kyle George, Mike. Mike, I've got to put you on hold a second. Good morning and welcome to Today in LA. How you doing?
Marcus, Max, how you doing?
Max Howell, how you doing, my friend?
Great little chilly in North Mississippi.
And
29 and sleep.
29 and sleep. Sumter, Sumter, Mississippi. Is that right?
That's about right, yes.
Well, let me bring Mike Amos in here now. Hold on to me.
Okay.
Well, I had it once. Hold on a second here. Well, one more time. There we go. We got both of you. Mike Amos calling in from Great Beach, Florida, and my good friend Max Howell calling in from whereabouts in Mississippi today? Fulton, Mississippi. And of course, what's going on, Max?
Well, just kind of get ready for another outstanding weekend, Mike. Football, I can remember like it was yesterday. All summer long, we talked about we can't wait to see the start. Then we got 2 weeks left. So, very entertaining this past weekend, though.
Yeah, and of course, Ole Miss got beat. Do you think Auburn's still going to try to hire their coach or what?
Well, the word is they're out, but the latest thing that just came out this morning looks like Bill O'Brien. It's
Are you serious?
Just 30 minutes ago.
The guy that's at Texas? No, Bill O'Brien. Wait a minute. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah.
You know, that would be an interesting hire. O'Brien, of course, been in Alabama the last couple of years. I don't know about him being a great recruiter.
Right.
And I feel like that's what Auburn needs more than anything is a great recruiter to come in. I would not be jumping up and down about that hire if I was Auburn. Max, you call a lot of plays in your life. Kiffin, I feel like he's one of the better play callers I've ever seen, but I totally question what he was thinking, not trying to run the ball first and 15. I mean, first down from the 15-yard line against Alabama, throwing it 4 straight times.
Yeah, well, the defense, I can tell you a couple of things. The offensive front is having trouble blocking the defensive front. Alabama adjusted. Michael, I don't know how folks watched it, but they moved those guys around. They gapped them a lot of times. They filled the linebackers. They changed the defensive look to what they were prepared for. And of course, the big thing was they put the kid back on over the quarterback there, kicking the brilliant football. He's not a great athlete either way. But, Junkins had just run up and down the field on Alabama. Though I was just like, maybe he's worn out. Maybe he was worn out, but I kept on thinking, I was like, man, I would try to run the ball with him a few more times.
Is that the kid from Pike Road?
Yeah, he's phenomenal.
He played at Pike Road last year.
Yeah, Coach Sagan said in an interview this past week after watching the tape, he said if they looked at it with pass coverage, they didn't think he played this. He said, at least he stepped up and admitted they did at least recruit him.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
They didn't offer.
Yeah, all he's done is rush for about 1,200 yards and I think 15, 16 touchdowns as a pure freshman.
He's in the top 2 or 3 right now as far as rush offense is concerned nationally. And then he's not a huge kid. I mean, he's 5'10", 190 pounds. But he's got a unique skill, guys. You watch him close. I don't believe it'll take a freak action to get the kid hurt. So he leans forward. He runs behind his shoulder pads. He don't try to twist. I tell you, it looks like he reminds me of Dennis Smith. He went through all those years and rarely ever hurt because he wouldn't go down. And you not try to squirm out from under a pile. It's just an inherent thing that those kids have.
Yeah, I like that comparison. The more I think about that, that is a good person to say.
Well, let me tell you. He was not a slasher. When he got to the line of scrimmage, he made the cut to the right or the left. Isn't that right?
Right. Absolutely. And the unusual thing is, Emmett could take a step one way or the other, and one step is full speed.
Of course, ladies and gentlemen, you had the great honor of coaching him, didn't you?
Oh yeah, I had him a couple of years. He was the same thing. He wanted to go to Auburn. I mean, that was his goal, was to break Bo Jackson's record. He had some financial situations in his family that let's say encouraged him to go to Florida. I'll say.
Well, Max, what else did you see over the weekend that surprised you? I mean, Mississippi State played Georgia a little bit better than I thought.
Yeah,
and they ended up getting blown up. Yeah, that was huge.
Over Kentucky. I always have an opinion about that. I saw it last year with Jimbo out at Texas A&M. Some coaches are willing to give up a game or two to look forward. I think Kentucky gave up the Vanderbilt game to get ready for Georgia. Now, they can't beat Georgia, but I think they're hoping to make it close.
Yeah.
That was one thing. Then I don't know how many of you watch Tennessee, but I'm gonna tell you, they got a number 2 quarterback. Guys, I guarantee you, he's his eye out. So, first snap, he threw the ball 67 yards in the air. That was first thing. The second,
he's a Michigan transfer.
Yeah, he's 6'3", 220, ran a 4.4. So he is the ideal run option
Yeah.
quarterback that Tennessee's got.
Max, do you realize that game was 28-24 in the third quarter?
Yeah, I did. I watched it.
And that final score was 66-24.
Yeah.
Well, you know, they just turned it up. They left the woods in there, what they did, and they wore down. I mean, that was by design. That just didn't happen. Heupel don't make a statement. And of course, what he's trying to do is he knows that in that fifth slot, the committee, and we'll get the decision tonight, but the committee looks for, you know, what they look for is strength of schedule. And strength of schedule means if you're pulling, basically, if your strength of schedule is what it's supposed to be, you're gonna score points. And that's obviously what he did. You know, I don't have a problem with that. That's the other team's fault for not having a decent defense. So, you know, I've been on the sideline too many years. I don't think there's no such thing to be a political score.
What do you think about Auburn, and what do you think they're going to do?
I don't think anybody knows. I mean, I think there's a few know, but I think they're keeping it very quiet. You know, they're going about their service. That whoever takes the job, Mike's got enough deal about it. Because they've got an attitude problem. They've got the Carnell's doing a remarkable job in a couple of weeks, but he's not the guy for what's going to
That's what I was saying. I mean, everybody's like saying, "Oh, give Carnell the job, look at the time in the program." And I said, what are these Auburn fans going to say if Alabama beats them by 30 in a few weeks?
Well, that's what I'm saying. But you know, that enthusiasm and emotion, they'll carry you a couple of ball games. Just like he's going to carry you a season. But you can't get them up that high every week.
Mike.
Hey, let me tell you this. Let me tell you this weekend, Western Kentucky. Let me just go ahead and say, they will score 30 or 40 points on Auburn.
Yeah, they can do it. They're capable. Those are the kind of things that the average fan never takes a look at. But the main thing, in a kid football coach, guys, at that level, winning and losing and coaching on Saturday is about 65% of their job. The rest of it, you got to deal with academics, you got to deal with PhD professors, you got to deal with fundraising, you got to do speaking engagements, you got all kind of academic responsibility that goes with the job, and it's written in your contract. That's what I'm saying. You can't throw somebody in there that has no experience.
As Carnell, he's won the last two, is that right?
No, they got beat by Mississippi State.
All right, that's what I was wondering. He just won one game. What did they do after the game, Mike? That somebody told me
they just had a party pretty much. They were blasting music and everybody was dancing. Everybody's going into the crowd. It was like they won the national championship.
And
I guess they had broken a 5-game losing streak and wanted to celebrate.
They win.
They beat Texas A&M only 13-10, and Jimbo Fisher was pretty much running hospital play calls. I've never seen a great offensive line be so vanilla. It was absolutely embarrassing.
He's already quit. I mean, let's be real about it. I'm not really sure that the contract's not already done.
The SEC announcing were actually like saying throughout the game they couldn't believe what they were running offensively, just how generic it was. There was no imagination whatsoever.
They probably didn't practice last week.
Yeah.
Isn't
that unreal?
You know, it's one of those things where Jimbo, though, you know, if he loses this job, I mean, he's guaranteed all this money, so he'll be set for life. And I don't see anybody stepping out there and wanting to hire him again after this.
No, I agree with you. You know, I'm going to tell you who it's compared to. It's compared to what Dan Bullock did in Florida last year.
That's right.
He orchestrated a firing. And I mean, they did. I think all the things people in Florida. And now look at it, if you watch him on TV, the guy's as cool, polished as you ever want to see.
You know, you're not hearing his name at all at Auburn. The former Mississippi State athletic director worked with for years.
He don't want to coach. I think he'd have made it like the move to the NFL, but from everything I've heard, he's through. And I think Jimbo's will follow the same thing. The difference is Jimbo walked away with, $86 million. They got $11 million. So, a lot of difference.
Yeah, I know it. Now, what's the deal on our former coach at Troy at West Virginia? Brown. What?
It's a tough situation. Everybody knows he's on the hot seat.
Well, they fired the athletic director yesterday, to West Virginia.
Well, that's the first step. If that be the case. So I don't know. He'll get a job somewhere. Of course, I think he went for 3.8 or $4 million.
Yeah, he's got a $15 million buyout. We're not going to be worried
Right.
about it.
So his family will be glad.
He'd be great at Alabama. He'd be great at Alabama under Saban in the Alabama Nick Saban rehab program.
Oh boy.
In fact, Dad and I have talked, and I've talked to so many people throughout Troy. And, John Summerall's come in here and turned the program around like I didn't think I'd ever see in a first year as a head coach. 8-2, basically 15.5, 16-point favorites against La Monroe. Then Arkansas State, I think, has won 2 games. Troy, if they win these next 2 games, goes 10-2. Will play in the conference championship game, probably against Coastal Carolina. But big announcement here, Coastal Carolina's great quarterback, Grayson McCall, is out 4 to 6 weeks. Did not play against Southern Miss over the weekend. So that is huge news.
Did they beat Southern? Did they beat Southern without him?
Only by 3 points.
Yeah.
But that's big news for Troy in an impossible championship matchup, him not playing.
Well, really, they should be that state. That would be living. Possibility for them to do it.
Yeah.
But you're right. But now let me ask you this, Bill. Did he work the portal pretty good? Did he bring in some linemen at the portal this year?
They brought
They got.
They brought some junior college guys in, but none of them I think only one of them is actually starting on the offensive line.
They're from California.
The defense is totally the same team as last year. No newcomers.
Hey, before Max, let me tell you this: Troy beat Florida State last night in basketball. Did you see that?
7-2.
Yeah, I just wanted to know. Of course, I want to mention our overall pick'em this past week. Mike did better than
I won
everybody.
on one, apparently.
Yeah, and then Forrest, of course, Forrest is not with us today. He'll be back on Thursday for our Pickett show. Of course, right now, Max, what you got going as far as some teams?
Max, what day do you do Wimp and Barry show?
I do first thing Monday morning, 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
Monday morning.
Let's take a short break, and we'll be back in just a moment. Yeah, Max.
In the market for a new or pre-owned vehicle? We've got what you're looking for.
So come see us at Bill Jackson Chevrolet Buick GMC in Troy, and you too can experience the Jackson satisfaction.
Bill Jackson Chevrolet Buick GMC.
A personal touch, a high level of trust. Whether it's checking and savings accounts, personal or business loans, or our local friendly service. That's what Troy Bank and Trust customers expect. But now we offer more. Free identity theft protection for our new and existing customers, protecting your family's time, money, and good name from identity theft. Because protecting your identity is now a big part of our identity.
They say people like natural diamonds form over time. When the time is right, you too will continue a legacy. Only natural diamonds to treasure. Discover natural diamond jewelry at Marguerite's Exquisite Jewelry.
Our wide selection of pre-owned vehicles looks so good, you'll think they're new.
So take the short drive to Bill Jackson Ford in Troy, where you too can experience the Jackson satisfaction.
Bill Jackson Ford, Troy, Alabama.
It's that time again. It's your trade. Get up to $5,000 minimum trade value for your trade this weekend. Appraisers on site for this event. Rush to Premier and get up to
back to our show brought to you by Premier Dodge Chrysler Jeep and Ram Trucks in Troy, Alabama, located on the bypass. And of course, Jason Gregory and all his staff have got a huge sale going on right now at Premier Dodge Chrysler Jeep and Ram Trucks. Remember, nobody beats a Ram deal. Nobody. Max Howell is our guest, one of the more respected football analysts in the country. And Max, I've been watching it pretty closely. Ole Miss needs to win this week and next week for Kiffin to have a chance for that job. What do you think?
Well, I think he'll get his vote. He got Arkansas this week, then he got Mississippi State.
Yeah.
I don't know about the injuries. The Evans kid, I think, came back and played some against Alabama, and I don't know whether he's re-injured or not. But they need two running backs because they created the run there.
Yeah.
And you can't tell about Arkansas. They played tough.
Yeah.
I mean, they played LSU to 3 points. But that was without the starting quarterback.
You mean he didn't play? He didn't play?
He didn't play, and then the backup quarterback got taken out of the game. They played their third string quarterback in all the field.
They would have beat LSU with their quarterback, but I didn't know he had missed the game.
Yeah,
KJ Jefferson didn't play.
Yeah, he's so I don't know what that tells you. I think LSU probably didn't play their best ball game, even off the big win from the week before. You always get a letdown.
Yeah.
But Arkansas is much like Ole Miss, Mississippi State. Guys, we talked about this before. They can't get enough. They get 45 players. If you're going to play at that top level, you got to have boys that can play. If they just can't get them, they can't get that many great players to come there.
Max, can you imagine what Brian Kelly is thinking? You know, he was at Notre Dame, and every time he played a big game, he'd get blown out. And then as soon as he gets to LSU and he gets surrounded by all this talent, all these athletes, all these guys that can run, he's probably just, he probably can't believe how lucky he is now that he's finally got
You know what? The folks at LSU, I went through the hard to my really close friends, and every one of them told me, they said, just wait, he's the right hire for LSU. So they hired him, guys, for he's got some administrative skills as well. And really, from everything I heard, he goes beyond just the football. But they still got to deal with the NCAA and the basketball deal. And they felt that he was the guy to lead those the kids of LSU in the court if they had to go. So he's done the job. I didn't be honest with you. I probably said it to you guys. I didn't think he was the right guy. I'll be honest. I just didn't think he was the right guy for that job. But
Well, you hear all of this about how great a call it was and all that. But what if he had missed? I haven't heard anybody say anything. What if he had missed that extra point?
Let me tell you, if you watch that tape, that quarterback was
Yeah.
If he had the throw, he could still walk through the end zone.
Yeah.
that's what I told Dad. I was like, why in the world they go for two? They were just dominating
I
Alabama
know.
all
Yeah,
off.
exactly.
They were scoring at will. I would have gone to the second overtime for sure.
But nobody talks about what would the fans and all.
Well, if the Alabama safety would have come up like a second sooner, he would have knocked him out of bounds.
Yeah.
I know.
Well,
I tell you what, that was a perfect throw on the run. That quarterback couldn't have thrown the ball any better.
He's good.
Guys, it was the same play that Texas A&M tried to run.
Yeah.
The guy didn't get in, so he went out of bounds.
Yeah, Alabama guy just pushed him out. Yeah.
All right.
That was a guy that a lot of people probably remember. A guy named Jason Taylor was a great player for the Miami Dolphins. Great defensive end. So that's his son. But Zach Thomas, the middle linebacker, he married Zach Thomas' sister. So that kid right there got some great blood in him.
Yeah.
He could be a great player. He's just a freshman.
All right.
Shoot.
All right, now, man.
None of them did any better than before.
Oh yeah, Perkins Kennedy is phenomenal.
I guarantee you, for a freshman, that's as good. I don't know how many. I read all the numbers, but I didn't retain them. But the fact is, I think he had 4 sacks and 4 or 5 rushes. So they could block him. He was all over that field.
All right, Max. Let's take a look at the championship. The you
You want to playoff?
yeah, you know that Michigan and Ohio State, one of those guys are not going to be in it. TCU looks like their schedule is going to allow them to be in it.
Now, TCU's at Baylor. Baylor, I don't know what will happen against Kansas State. They're playing great.
Right.
Well, got to get out of that game.
Yeah.
TCU is desperately looking for. I think what is going to come first? A Big Ten with two teams, or the SEC with two teams?
Yeah.
Because Tennessee's going to keep on with the rest of the Tennessee. And the only team they lost to is still going to Georgia.
So you
At Georgia, too.
Right. So just think about that. I'm not real. Look, that score is 14-12 between Ohio State and Michigan. I believe they beat both of them there.
oh boy, that would be
it's
something. That'd be
one of those
something.
things where Georgia is automatically in the playoffs, regardless. They go undefeated, even if they got beat by LSU. The biggest question that you could possibly ask is, will the playoff committee finally take a two-loss team if LSU wins that SEC championship?
That's right.
Never, which has never happened in the playoffs.
But I don't think LSU
The
going.
first recognition factor is ticket is the conference champion. So somebody's going to have. I think they could use the loss to FSU at the beginning of the year as a weakness. As far as the streak of schedule is concerned. A Butch weaker team from top to bottom. He got beat. So the Beavers don't have a challenge this year. You're right. There's three more options that they can go.
I-
The two-loss team never made it. Even though they ended up, but I don't think LSU's going to be Georgia though.
No, I don't think so either.
I don't either.
And let me tell you this, I'm about to think Michigan might beat Ohio State. Michigan's pretty good this year with a running game.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a really outstanding ball game.
Is that this week? Is that this week or next week?
Next week, I believe.
Okay.
Next week, yeah.
Yeah.
I believe that's right.
Yeah, Ohio State's got Maryland this week.
I think what it's going to be, guys, is, he makes a few mistakes. What about, if drop a punt, or if we get a special team return, or, if we have a bunch of penalties on one side or the other, or a fumble or two. I think if it's more than just to a physical mistake, that would lead to the other things.
I saw a score that surprised me. Penn State beat Maryland 30-0. Maryland's supposed to have a real good offensive team, and they shut them out.
I think two of his brothers been hurt.
All right, yeah.
Yeah, he has. But you know what? If you go back and look at Penn State with James Franklin, I mean, they've been up and down all year long.
Yeah.
Still, they've only lost two. But they played ragged in some ball games. Just the inconsistency. And I don't know what's the talent level of the field or coaches making mistakes on the sideline. I don't know. But they're not a very consistent football team.
All right, you throw out Tennessee, so I haven't really thought about Tennessee in the Final Four. Georgia, we definitely know about them, and TCU has got to lose to somebody.
Yeah.
So
TCU's going to play in a Big 12 championship game against somebody pretty good.
yeah, I was wondering about that.
I wouldn't say they're a lock.
No, I wouldn't either. No, I think that the Beavers will have some, first time they'll have a lot of challenges. But I think they'll have to drop in with some of those. And that's something they don't like to do. And they not only have to check the teams that they played where they won or lost, but the teams that they lost to, they have to check their schedules as well. So it goes like too deep.
Okay, Max, before you go off the air, we've got to know exactly what you got for dinner. Max Howell.
Well, get ready for Thanksgiving, right? So we're going to do a warm-up this week. I'm going to do a little different a dish that I feel they never had before. I've done regular dressing, I've done oyster dressing. This week coming up, I'm doing squirrel dressing.
Oh, boy.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, boy.
These guys that went to the Delta killed all the squirrels, got all these squirrels in the freezer. I'm going to pull them feet off the bone, and we'll pull it, and we'll bring it to the dressing table, just as you do chicken. You put chicken or turkey in dressing, and we'll put squirrel. Then
Yeah.
we got a
Oh.
gal, so we don't want to go there. We'll have the kind of a move up. We'll have ham instead of turkey. This week we'll have ham, and then we'll have dressing. We'll have a couple of salads. It's supposed to be big dessert this time of year. It's supposed to be cold. We're going to cook out on the river, but we eat inside. We're going to do that. Just six foot high.
Oh, boy, y'all love that. And it's,
3 layers. And, we'll have some homemade ice cream.
oh, boy. Max Howell and his recipes are coming out for Christmas, and if you...
Max, I can also say I've never had squirrel. I guess that just didn't happen in my
Yeah.
Man, you know, I tell you,
I love squirrel.
let me cook it for you. I guarantee you think it's chicken.
Oh, Steve up here just can't wait to eat some squirrel.
I tell you what, I've got plenty of squirrels out in my yard and grading right now. I'm looking at them right now.
Yeah.
So just let me know what to do.
Max, thank you so much for being with us today, and we'll see you soon. See you Friday.
I'll see you for lunch on Friday.
All right, good deal. Okay. Hope you've enjoyed today's show, and of course, Boris did not had some things he had to do. Had some things he had to do, and we appreciate him. And Mike calling in from Grayton this morning, and we appreciate all of you that watch our show. We'll see you tomorrow, bright and early, for Today in L.A. Get ready for the Pickett Show on Thursday.